Om 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 Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om. Welcome to the 33rd episode of Vision of Vedanta. We are seeing the different types of samadhi as explained by Bhagavan Vidyaranya Swami. So he says, what to do about meditation? Upekshya namarupe dve. Give up a thought of, or give up focus on, or concentration on the nama and rupa. Nama means the name, rupa means the form. Dve, Satchit Ananda Tatparaha. Focus on what is Sat. Sat is existence. I am, you are, she is, they are, it is. Every object is Sat. Water is, cup is. Focus on that isness. The quality of isness is Sat. Chit means the quality of knowledge revealing itself. Chit. Ananda is quality that gives joy, either to me or to somebody else. Always, every object in this world, in this universe, is giving us joy. Focus on those qualities. And what should we do? Samadhim. Samadhi means withdraw your mind within. Don't allow the mind to go into different objects, but keep it withdrawn within. Samadhim. Sarvada Kuryat. When we should do the samadhi, when we should withdraw the mind at all times. Where should we do it? Hridayeva athava bahihi. Either we withdraw the mind inside, or we keep the mind focused outside, like meditating on this verses of chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. It says Stavaranam Himalayaha. Among all the steady things, I am the Himalayas. Among the flowing things, I am the river Janhavi, Ganga. Or so many objects like the moon, the sun. Everything is an object for meditation outside. Within, we can meditate on the heart center, the throat center, or the forehead center, or the crown center, or the navel centers. Many, many places in the body, that is within or without. Keeping the mind focused on something and keeping that focus effortlessly so that it turns into meditation. Samadhim sarvada kuryat. Always practice samadhi. Then the samadhi is of different types. Savikalpo nirvikalpaha samadhir vividha kriti vividho kriti drishya shabdanu vidhena savikalpah punarvida. We've seen all this. Samadhi is again of two types. Savikalpa, nirvikalpa. Vikalpa means thought. With thought or without thought. Samadhi. Meditating with a thought or meditating without any thought. Samadhi, vividha, hridi. The hridi samadhi or meditation in the heart is keeping a thought in that space and meditating, keeping a form in that space and meditating, or not keeping any form and meditating on that supreme truth. Vividha, hridi. And even the savikalpa with form, with thought, is again of two types. What are they? Drishya Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi, Shabda Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. Savikalpa means thought. This thought form can be a drishya or a form that we see. Like there is this Bhagavan Venkateshwara. We can keep the form of Bhagavan Venkateshwara in front of us and meditate. That is Drishya Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. Shabda Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi is we can keep the form away and then we can chant Om Shri Venkateshwaraya Namaha. That is Shabda Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. So Savikalpa is of two types. One is of form and the other is of sound. Punaha Dvidha. Then what is that? He is explaining here. Drishya Anuviddha, I have given the example of Bhagavan Venkateshwara. But the example that Vidyaranya Swami is giving is very interesting. Kamadhyas chittaga drishyaha tatsakshittvena chetanam dhyaye drishyanuviddoyam samadhi savikalpakaha drishya anuviddha ayam samadhi. This samadhi with form. What is the form here? It is not the form of a deity. Of course, form of the deity. What does the form of the deity mean? If we meditate on our qualities, it is our own qualities. The form of the deity represents only divine qualities. So that's why we meditate on forms of deities. Here, Bhagavan is asking us to meditate on Kama Adi, meaning we get Kama, desire. We get qualities like Krodha, anger, Moha, delusion, Mada, arrogance, Matsarya, jealousy, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, greed. We get qualities like Bhayam. We get qualities like selfishness. We know so many qualities. We are familiar with them. So when that quality arises in me, you can catch it. You can experience that inside yourself. Suppose when there is a desire to eat chocolate cake, that thought is arising in me. That thought is Kama. Kama Adi, Adhyaha, Chittaga Drishyaha. Chittaga means in the Chitta. Chitta is that word, is very beautiful. Chitta is only mind. If mind is water, Chitta is all the fish and frogs, reptiles, tadpoles, what's it called? Tortoises, turtles floating in that water. That's Chitta. Chitta is Chit plus Ta. Chit is consciousness. I know what I know, an object. Ta. Ta means object of perception by the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And then object of speaking, holding, walking, excreting, reproducing. But here it refers to the 5 sense organs of perception. Chitta. The Chittam contains data which is given back by the 5 sense organs of perception. We are meditating on that data. The Kama and other thing is responding to that data which is coming inside. The emotions throw up various responses in the form of feelings. So meditating on those feelings, tat sakshittvena chetanam. I am that consciousness. I am not the desire. I am the witness of the desire. Desire is arising in me. I witness that desire. Tat sakshitvena chetanam. So whenever we don't need to go anywhere for meditation. We don't need to try any special thing for meditation. For example, suppose I've eaten something which I'm not able to digest, and there is some kind of a pain I experience in the food pipe because of what I ate, that can become an object for meditation. So the pain is rising in me, the pain is there, I am there witnessing the pain. I am not the pain, I am the observer of the pain. When I keep meditating this way, after some time, I stay as the observer, and whatever is being observed just passes on, and I don't see the movement of that pain, it is gone. So, even diseases can be cured sometimes with meditation in this way, but this is not a medical counseling session. I'm just giving as an example for how we can meditate. In the same way, karma, any desire that comes, I watch that desire, I look at that desire. I am not the desire. The desire is an emotion, it is a feeling that arises in me, and I am the observer of that desire. This is a form of meditation. It takes the mind to the state of samadhi. Samadhi means samyak adhiyate manaha iti samadhi. The surface of the mind is just chattering like an ECG machine, just going up and down, up and down, up and down. When I'm bringing it inside in meditation, in a particular object, when I'm bringing it towards the center, the mind just quietens down and it becomes like the flat line of an ECG machine. For the body, the flat line is not a good thing, but for the mind, that flat line is a state of samadhi. It's a very, very good thing for the state of mind. Then the 25th verse, Asanga Sachidanandaha Swaprabho Dvaita Varjitaha Asmiti Shabda Vidhoyam Samadhissa Vikalpakaha. These verses have been covered earlier, but since it talks about meditation, I'm repeating them here. I am Asanga. There are so many verses in Sanskrit written by Bhagavan Adi Sankaracharya and many other authors. Brahmajnanavali Mala is there. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham punah punah, Satchidananda rupoham, ahamevaham avyayah. Even if we don't know the meaning, if we know the meaning well and good, I am unattached, I am unattached. Again and again I say I am unattached, I am unattached. I am Sat, I am existence, I am Chit, I am consciousness, I am Ananda. Punav Punaha. Again and again I say that I am unattached. So words like this, or words from the Upanishads, like Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi, I am Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, or this the verse last line from the Nirvana Shatkam, Chidananda Rupaha, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupaha, Shivoham, Shivoham, Aham Asmi iti. I am that Shiva, I am that Brahma, I am that Sat, I am the Chit, I am that Ananda. I am not attached. I am the observer of the thought. I am not attached to the thoughts. I am the observer of the feeling. I am not attached to those feelings. These words from our Upanishads and the different texts that other great authors have written, they give us the substance with which we can sit for meditation, and that is called Shabda Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi, meaning there is thought in that. It is not without thought. And now the next type of, when that happens, when what is this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what happens to the mind when we are seated in Nirvikalpa, meaning there is no thought, there is no modification of mind, there is nothing to distract the mind. The mind becomes very quiet. How does it become quiet? Svanubhuti rasa veshat Drishya shabdavupekshatu Nirvikalpa samadhisyat Nivatasthita deepavat Swa anubhuti rasa aveshat. Swa anubhuti means when I am concentrating, when I am purifying my mind, at one point of time, the experience of the self dawns. It is a gift of the divine. It is a gift of the guru, the gift of the masters. That experience of the self happens to me, and when I am rasa aveshad, when I'm completely engulfed by the beauty of that experience, there is no drishya, there is no form, a thought with a form in my mind, or there is no thought with a sound in my mind. Drishya Shabda Upekshatu. I let go of the thoughts of meditating on a form or meditating on a sound. Drishya Shabda Upekshatu. That is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi Syat. It is called Nirvikalpa. Vikalpa means modification. Vikalpa means thought. Samadhi means the mind without thoughts, like the ocean without waves. There is no movement in the ocean. The ocean is very still. I've seen, but I don't remember. But I hear people telling me that in Ramanathapuram, Rameshwaram, behind the temple, people go and take bath in the ocean. The ocean is very still there. There are no waves in the ocean. So that is a Nirvikalpa Samadhi, is meditating without any thoughts in the mind, being very quiet. It is like the mind becomes like a Nivata Sthita Deepavat, like a lamp which has no wind blowing to disturb it. The mind becomes like that. The next verse. Hrideva Bhakya Deshepi Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni Samadhiradya Sanmatrat Nama Rupa Pruthakritihi. Hrideva, just like we meditate in the heart, Bhakya Vastuni, you can take another uplifting object. Like for example, the same Venkateshwara Bhagavan, we take Hrideva, Bhakya Vastuni. Outside there is an object, a form. Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni. Or it can be even some flowers. Or it can be a beautiful rose. Or it can be a mountain. Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni. Or it can be the sky. It's very important that something is uplifting to our mind. It can be the ocean. It can be a tree. It can be the birds. Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni Samadhi Samadhihi Adya Sanmatrat. Adya Samadhi Adyaha means Yasmin Kasminscha Hrideva Bhakya Deshyate. The first Sanmatrat, Sat Matrat, only the existence. For example, it can be any object. This water bottle is, these flowers are, I am, this mobile phone is, the lamp is, the crystals are, the form of the deity is, the peacock feathers are, the national flag is, the veena is, the cloth covering the veena is. It is existing. So focus only on the existence of the object. Leave out the nama and rupa pratakritihi. You separate the name and form. Don't think about the name and form. Just keep meditating on the existence of each object. The laptop is, the mobile phone is, the speaker is, or the scissor is, everything, any object. Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni. The desk is, the book is, the pen is, something. And don't focus your attention on the name and form. Name and forms are different, but everything is. For example, the cupboards behind, they're all in different positions in space. They're all different sizes. Their name and forms are different, but everything is. This cupboard, this on the right hand side is, here on the left hand side is, the cupboards on the top are, everything is. So meditate on that isness. And then what happens? The mind becomes quiet that way also. Akhandaikara vastu Satchidananda Lakshanam Ityavachinna Chinteyam Samadhir Madhyamo Bhavet. Adya, the first samadhi is this one. The middle type of samadhi, akhanda ekarasam vastu. Akhandaha means undivided. Ekarasam, one essence. For example, the undivided mountains of the Himalayas, the undivided ocean, the Indian Ocean or the Pacific Ocean or the Arabian Sea, whatever ocean, or the river, the undivided flow of the Ganga River, undivided ekarasam vastu, reality, and in that what is there undivided is sat, chit, ananda. In all objects you have sat, it is existing. You have chit, it gives joy, it gives, reveals itself. Ananda, it gives joy. Satchit ananda lakshanam iti avachinna chinteyam. We should think that if you see a t-shirt, the t-shirt is sat, meaning it exists. There is chit. It reveals itself that it is a t-shirt and it is not a sari. So it is chit. It reveals itself. It gives knowledge about itself. Ananda is, it gives joy to the owner of the t-shirt. It gives joy to the owner of the t-shirt in the shop. For the one who has bought the t-shirt and is wearing it, it gives joy to them. Even if it is torn, sometimes old clothes keep giving us joy because we love it so much. Satchit Ananda Chinte, Satchit Ananda Lakshanam, Avachinna Chinteyam, without any parts. We don't have any cutting here. Every object has got Sat, every object has got Chit, and every object has got Ananda. Chinteyam. This Samadhi, when you look outside and look at each object and say that is Sachidananda, this is Sachidananda, that Veena is Sachidananda, the lamp is Sachidananda, all the deities around are Sachidananda, the Guru Paduka is Sachidananda, the water bottle is Sachidananda, the sky is Sachidananda, the earth is Sachidananda, the fire is Sachidananda, water is Sachidananda, air is Sachidananda, the lightning and the rain outside is Sachidananda. In this way, this is called Madhyama Samadhi or the middle type of Samadhi. Then, Stabdhi Bhavo Rasa Swadat Tritiyah Purvavan Mataha Etai Samadhi Vishadbhihi Nayet Kalam Nirantaram. 6 types of Samadhis have been explained. Shabdanuvidya, Drishyanuvidya, then the differences in that, and then Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and then the 3 types of, the 3rd type is being mentioned. Stabdhi Bhavaha, when I am experiencing the Satchit Ananda, basically everything ends with Ananda, every object has got joy in it. I experience joy seeing the peacock feathers, I experience joy seeing the light of the lamp, I experience joy seeing the national flag, I experience joy seeing the form of Krishna, I experience joy seeing that beautiful glass table, I experience seeing joy in the Veena, I experience seeing joy in the whatever object we have, everything gives us joy. I experience joy. And finally, you look at the sky, that sky gives me joy, the earth gives me joy, water gives me joy, fire gives me joy, air gives me joy, the clothes I wear give me joy, whatever I have around me gives me joy. When we go on meditating like this, our meditation is on joyfulness. Once the meditation is on joyfulness, the mind attains stabdhi bhava. The mind becomes very still because the mind is doing everything so that we can experience joy. When we are able to experience joy without doing anything, by just perceiving and understanding, it becomes very quiet. Shadbihi nayed kalam nirantaram. We should practice all these kinds of 6 samadhis and take our mind along for eternal period of time. Nirantaram. Meaning continuously practicing. We don't know when that state of complete totality of experience will come to us. So till the time it happens, we just practice samadhi. Samadhi in this book Drishya Viveka by Puja Guruji Swami Tejomayananda ji, there's a very beautiful diagram here. This diagram which shows the different types of samadhis. Samadhi is the main category. Samadhi means samyak adhiyate manaha iti samadhi. When the mind is completely quietened and rests in itself, it is called samadhi. There is samadhi within and the samadhi without. In the samadhi within, there is that kind of a meditation with duality, savikalpa. Then in the within samadhi, there is without duality, nirvikalpa. In the samadhi outside, you have samadhi with duality, meaning to many things we see, this object, that object, that object. Seeing the unity, seeing the sat in everything and removing the name and form alone. So that is one. Without duality, seeing Sat, Chit, Ananda in all the objects, the samadhi outside. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of samadhi. In this with duality, there are 2 types. They are in samadhi within with duality. It is something that's drishya anuvidha, means whatever is seen and associated with words, shabda anuvidha. And with the duality in the samadhi outside, with duality associated with the seen and associated with words. Only associated with the seen means seeing the sat in everything and removing the nama and rupa, the words and the form. Only seeing the sat. Then with words mean every object has got Sat, Chit, Ananda. So these are the 6 types of samadhi. And the final 2 verses of the Drishya Viveka. Dehabhimane galite vijñate paramatmani yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayah. Now, we have to forcibly make the mind into a state of samadhi. But Deha abhimane galite, when this identification with the body is gone, the body is there, life is there in the body, but the thought that I am the body is not there. Dehabhimane galite, when that is gone, when does that go? Constant working on purifying the mind and knowing the knowledge of the truth will help us to give up the identification with the body. Dehabhimane galite. And then I also know vijñate parama atmani. I know that I, that supreme self that is present within me, that I is not this body. I am the perceiver of this body. I am not the mind. I am the perceiver of the mind. I am not the intellect. I am the perceiver of that intellect. When that knowledge dawns upon us clearly, then wherever we go, yatra yatra mano yati, wherever the mind goes, the mind can go to Australia, Africa, America, it can go to any kind of objects in this world, but everywhere it will rest in the state of samadhi. There is no churning for the mind. The mind will lose its power of dragging the energy into a distance because it will become a very meditative mind. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayaha. The 31st verse. What happens? Why should we do this? Why should we practice samadhi? Why should we practice meditation? Vidyate hridaya granthihi chidyante sarva samshayah kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Vidyate hridaya granthihi. When that samadhi happens, the hridaya granthi or the knot in the heart. What is the knot? That knot is what causes the chit jada granthi. Chit is consciousness. Jada is something that is inert. Chit is light. Jada is inert object. This chit and jada is tied in a knot That knot is a knot. When you work on it, when you meditate upon it, that knot releases itself. So when we just meditate on ourself, on our true self, this granthi, this knot, it just releases itself. Shadrunu Visharane, it is called. Shad, Upanishad Dhatu also means how this knot is released inside us. This practicing of the samadhi, bhidyate, it cuts that hridaya granthi. It cuts that knot in the heart, that knot which makes the consciousness imagine that it is this inert body, that knot. Then what happens? Chidyante sarva samshayaha. We will have a lot of doubt. What is all this that people, everybody is enjoying life nicely, earning money, eating, sleeping, going out, enjoying. And these people who are talking of this Vedanta, they say that there is some knot in the heart, and then no doctor can find out that knot. That knot has to be cut asunder. And they say you should do meditation, you should do upasana, you should study the Upanishad, you should contemplate on the Upanishad. If we keep doing all these things, then we will miss out life outside, enjoying life. So if I do this, what happens? Chidyante sarva samshayaha. All my doubts will go. When this knot is cut, when this knot is no more, all my doubts disappear. I see with clarity who am I. I see that essence, my true self, as I am. And I don't imagine anything else as me. Chidyante sarva samshayaha. Then what happens? Because of all this, kshiyante cha asya karmani. All my karmas. Karmas means not just action. Karmas are those memories of my past actions which are stored in this subtle body, and these memories keep giving desires. Those desires propel into thoughts. Those thoughts come out as words and actions, and those actions intensify those desires. They stay as karma. So all these karmas or all these memories of past actions will be wiped out. It will be gone. When those memories are wiped out, our life will be basically free. We will see that everything starts happening for us. We don't need to really do things or work very hard. We will do things out of our choice and out of love. But there will be no work happening out of obstinate compulsion or compulsively I have to do this work so that I have to earn money and so that I will survive. All these thought patterns will not be there. Whatever work has to happen will happen naturally. Whatever money has to be earned will come in naturally. In whatever many ways money comes to us in our life, it is not coming to us in our life just because we are working and we are earning. And so, kshiyante cha asya karmani. All our actions get dropped from us by themselves, and we see that we are becoming more and more free. In modern day psychology, they call it time affluence. Time affluence means we spend a lot of time doing unnecessary work, either for pleasing people around us or pleasing the society, pleasing our bosses, pleasing our family. Even though that work is not really pleasing to us, we do that work to please somebody else. All those kinds of work will get move away from us. Kshiyante cha asya karmani. When tasmin drishte paravare, when I take a look within and I experience that self within me, all my karmic impressions or vasanas, they drop, meaning the mind becomes pure. And I don't have to do any compulsory action in this world after that. That is the benefit of meditation and this knowledge of the self. Tasmin drishte paravare. That is the last verse of this Drishya Viveka. It is called the Phalashruti. Vidyate hridaya granthihi. When I meditate, the knots of the heart is gone. The knots of all feelings that I have. One moment joy, one moment sorrow, one moment terror, one moment pressure, one moment stress, one moment experience of pain, one moment disturbance, one moment exhilaration. All this is the knots of the heart. Everything goes away. And then all my doubts are gone. I am very clear who I am, where I am, what I want, what will I do to get what I want, whom will I speak to, who is speaking to me. I know about myself, I know about everybody who interacts with me, I know about this whole world. This whole world becomes an experience of oneness within me. Kshiyante chasya karmani. For such a person, all actions are dropped by themselves. They withdraw by themselves. They don't need to compulsorily do any actions. Actions will happen around them. They will be continuing to live in this world happily. If they want to do work, they can do work. They don't want to do anything, they can just relax. But still, everything will go on well in their lives. Karmani, when I experience the truth, the self, tasmin, drishte, paravare, when I see that I truly am. So we will conclude this with again reading the beautiful first verse. Rupam drishyam lochanam drik tadrishyam driktu manasam drishyadhivrittaya sakshi drigeva natu drishyate. Om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om.